Friend group was just as boring as he was. Nice guys who'd sit around playing video games and talking about work projects. When we'd hang out with them, I felt like I was aging 10 years in one night. I wanted to go to parties and meet interesting people, but Eric was always worried about getting home at a reasonable hour or not spending too much money on a night out. Here's the thing, though, Eric really did treat me well. Maybe too well. He'd surprise me with my favorite coffee, plan these elaborate date nights, buy me flowers for no reason. But it felt more like he was following some playbook on how to be the perfect boyfriend instead of actually being spontaneous and romantic. I started feeling guilty for not being more grateful, which made me resent the whole situation even more. He was doing everything right according to everyone else, but it just wasn't working for me anymore. I needed someone who could keep me guessing, make me work a little for their attention instead of just being available 24/7. That's when I downloaded dating apps, not because I was planning to cheat or anything. I just wanted to see what else was out there. Eric didn't need to know because I was just looking, just curious about what kind of options existed beyond my current situation. The matches started coming in, and suddenly I remembered what it felt like to have choices, guys who didn't text back immediately, who had interesting jobs and hobbies, who seemed like they actually had full lives that didn't revolve around their girlfriends. It was refreshing to talk to people who weren't constantly asking about my feelings. That's when I matched with DeMarcus. Right from his pictures, I could tell he was different from Eric. He looked confident, had this edge to him that Eric completely lacked. Tattoos, motorcycle, some job that sounded way more exciting than whatever Eric did in his office cubicle. When DeMarcus messaged me, he was direct and flirty without being clingy or needy. We started chatting, and I felt this excitement that had been missing with Eric for months. DeMarcus would take hours to text back, which should have annoyed me, but instead made me want his attention more. He'd make these slightly inappropriate comments that made me feel desirable in a way Eric's constant compliments never did. I kept telling myself it was just harmless conversation, just talking to someone new. But honestly, I was already emotionally checking out of my relationship with Eric. I'd catch myself comparing everything Eric did to what I imagined DeMarcus would do instead. 2 months into dating Eric, I finally agreed to meet DeMarcus for